American Series. I'm Kitten Petter, joined by my faithful host Badhad, and I believe we'll be getting some input from Kano here shortly. As you see, it's pretty wet out there. But first and foremost, Badhad, how are we doing tonight? Or this morning?
This morning, not too bad at all. I'm looking forward to doing yet another Tier 1 race in the Americas. They put on a cracking race pretty much every round, so there should be no exception. Especially now, considering that it is wet, and we have heard a report that the race is wet as well, so it'll be an interesting race. It'll be a bit different. We haven't had many wet races, probably other than Hungary, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what these guys take it like.
Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of things that get my loins tinkling quite as much as Spa in the rain. So that will be fun. Fenrique, who has staged a bit of a late season charge here, with a couple of wins, a couple of great drives regardless. He is going to be the first one on a flyer as he goes up the slip and slide that is a Rouge.
Yeah, very treacherous up there, even in the dry.
Yeah, it looks to be full wets, and to be honest with you, I don't think there's going to be any enter running in this session at least, because this rain is not letting up.
In saying that, Lopez has gone to Inters.
Oh,
It's not the
well.
best. We've seen him do something interesting in qualifying. But
Yeah.
I'll watch his pace, see what it's like.
Yeah, he definitely he likes to throw out some spanners, but looking here, Alp did win the championship last week. I wasn't here, unfortunately. My mic broke about 2 minutes before qualifying started, so pretty bad timing there. But thanks to modern technology and Amazon Prime, I'm here now. As Kano has joined. Kano, welcome.
Hi, sorry, I was at work, so I was a little late.
This is your job.
I know. I'm not seeing any invites to the lobby. Do you want to send me one?
We kind of fit headers. I've sent you a couple.
Yeah, I sent you one too.
Yeah, I know, they're not showing up. I hate PlayStation.
We'll ask one of the drivers.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Well,
Yeah,
you
put it-
continue the stream.
Yeah, put it in the Discord there, and somebody will hit you. I'm sure plenty of these guys are in the pit still.
Enrique just finishing the lap. First lap to be set. It's looking to be around the 2-minute mark. 59.0.
59-0. Not really sure what we're going to be expecting here. I think there's a Force India. I believe that's Nicholas. He's going to be coming to the line as well, and he's going to do a 58.9. So pretty even. I do expect these times to probably fall a little bit as they get more acclimatized. But a long track, and it's only going to get longer whenever it's pouring down rain. So I think getting anything more than 3 runs here is going to be pretty much impossible.
Yeah, hard enough in the dry, so.
As Juvenis is
Although a lot of these
out.
guys probably go for the fuel up a bit and do a couple of laps. That seems to be the way to go in the wet.
Yeah. And not entirely sure. Ooh. I think it was the entry to Puhan. He lost it, unfortunately. And as my controller just died.
We've already got 2 times.
I mean, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise, I guess.
I don't think it's on track. Unless I missed something.
I think Juvenis was. I did see. I think it was a Williams that had stopped on the exit of the corner before Puhan, and I think he might have lost it there and hit the wall. That is just that's just a stab in the dark, though, because I couldn't quite get there in time to see. Bean Sandwich and Nicholas are the two that are going to be competing for P2 in this championship. Looks like P1, like I said earlier, Alp locked that up last week in Monza. And this week, I think it's going to come down to Bean and Nicholas for P2. Then you got Arbar and Lopez fighting it out for P5 5 with Fenrique. And McLaren also only 30 points behind Red Bull in the constructors, so that is still up for grabs.
Lopez Inters has done a 59.1 in P3, so that's actually, I'm quite surprised because it's definitely full wet conditions.
Yeah.
Although it might be improving slightly saying that, but Enrique's coming on to Inters for his next run as well, so interesting.
I mean, it's such a long track. I mean, it's definitely going to be wetter in some areas than it is in other areas. It's gonna be tricky either way. I think Lopez might have just completely sold out. I think he's already out of fuel here. He really went for it on those enters. But yeah, a 59.1 is not too bad at all. As Alp throws down a 58.5 pole position for Alp. Going to be interesting to see if anybody goes for an extra lap or if they want to come back in and maybe throw on the inners after they saw what Lopez has done.
Fatal coming across the line to set a lap. AM2 championship leader at the moment. So it's P7, 159.6 on his wets. So we can see what his pace is like for the big boys and they are AM1. Pretty comfortable in the top 2 drivers in AM2. So good to see him get a chance against the big guys. 59.6 on wets. So
yeah, nice to see Fatal. He had prior things to do on Thursdays, but now he'll be joining us for the last 3 rounds of Season 5. And quite frankly, I expect him to do quite well for himself.
Yep, definitely a good driver.
Okay, I'm looking at the telemetry, by the way, and it only looks like 2 people have it set on Fatal and Bean. So I'm not too sure if everyone's set it up.
Maybe we can just do a quick reminder there and if to click a couple of switches, I think so.
Yes, I'm just gonna put in the chat. So it'd be cool for us to have all their stuff not on the stream.
We got a yellow in Sector 3, not sure, I think that might have just been a slow car. That might have been Nicholas trying to line up the bus stop chicane to get an optimal launch down the main straightaway, and he is on the inners. The inners actually match his helmet quite well, so good for Nicholas. Definitely fashion conscious.
So it looks like most of these guys are in Inters now, so conditions are changing a lot of things, unless these guys just have confidence that they can set times in Inters. Yeah, I think everyone is coming out on practice Inters now. Can't really see the rain holding up too much, but I mean, they'll know more than we do.
Yeah. Enrique actually is out on track ahead of Nicholas, so we'll ride along with him as he enters Sector 3 here shortly. I'm updating Twitch, so you guys in the comments, chill out.
Ooh, we're starting to get more people now, which is good. I think everyone's starting to correctly do it. Might be wrong, but...
Ooh, and Fenrique is going to bail on that lap. Let's see what Nicholas does as he comes through Cinnabot.
He's into
Is Wing It with a 57.5. Oh my, Wing It.
On the Inters, I think.
Where did that come from? I didn't even know he was on track.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think everybody's throwing on the inners now as Nicholas is going to bail out on that one too. But wow, what a lap from Wing It. A full second, over a second ahead of Alp.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Very purple sectors, good to see. Toro's a driver.
Lopez is about to start a lap. He's in 5th. He's going on the inters too, so see what happens.
Well, he did his first lap on those inters. I believe those are the same tires.
Yeah, he had an invalidated lap, so
So when he Bursey's behind him. I think Element is also starting a fast lap here.
nice lap from Wing It though, especially being the brave one to go out on the inters and set that time. I mean, says he's on the outlap, but I think it's just because he invalidated, so he goes into the pits. Enrique's on the outlap. Go back to Lopez.
Yeah, we're right along with Lopez right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that Dominican love.
Yeah. Jeez, we got 7% of the grid here is Dominican tonight. With Fatal. Just
Yeah, that's true.
if my math is correct, which it quite frankly might not be, I think that's 7%. But
We have a whole bunch of people. You know, we got some Canadians, we got a Brazilian, we got Americans. What else? Am I missing anything? I don't think so. Wait, Raid. Raid is...
I don't. Ray didn't turn a lap. I think Juventus actually did crash out. Either way, we missed it.
I wonder if he had a quali ban or something then. Something was missed.
Maybe, but I thought I saw Williams sitting there on the exit before Pooham. So I'm not sure. But I might be wrong. We have Domrez with his Canadian flag. Congratulations to Canada. Raid is from Florida. I'm 99% sure. Yes, he is from Florida. I think he's from North Florida.
That stuff coming now. So Lopez and Element just substantial improvement on their first lap or second first run. The 54.8 is kind of time to beat by Lopez. With Element full second behind him still. But we'll see these guys start to filter into that those top spots now.
That 154A is pretty quick, actually. I gotta give that. That's a full second quicker than what Element was able to do. So it's an impressive lap from Lopez right there. But we should see the lap times start to come down as it looks like the track's getting a little bit of a dry line where the inters will really be able to rip in there.
It definitely does look like there's a dry line forming. On the racing line, I'm on board with Fenrique here. Not sure where everybody else is on track.
And he was praying for rain in the chat today, so he got his wishes. He surely did. With a full wet race, so it will be very interesting to see what he is going to be able to produce today.
So have we had confirmation that the race will be full wet, like the entire time, or is it going to be...
That's what Perry was saying in the AM1 chat. He was saying full wet.
Well, well, well.
They said heavy rain all race.
Now this should be pretty entertaining.
Yep.
I think it's going to be...
Thursday will be the next one across the line.
Yep.
The bus stop chicane now, get the stopped.
I prefer the old bus stop chicane to this bus stop chicane, but it's a bus stop chicane nonetheless, and Bursey is going to put it into P3. Not too shabby for the Haas driver.
Yep.
As he comes across the line, and
that's Fenrique. Yeah, I was trying to find him. Goodness gracious.
What I do on a lap. I think Alp's on a lap too now, boys.
Yeah,
so,
Alp just finished the hanger straight here. He is entering sector 2. And he is definitely going to be going for gold We'll have to see where that split is. Not sure where it is right now.
He is our season 5 champ.
I think there's Nicholas is about to cross the line. And Nicholas in the P3. R-Bar was in the P3 before that. That is not gonna go too well for McLaren's constructor championship hopes, or his hopes at finishing P2. But I guess if it's a wet race, anything can happen.
This is true. Rouge is gonna be fun, especially after last night, right, Bob?
Yep. That was even in the dry.
Oh man, it was crazy for me. I went from P11 to P4 within a lap.
Yeah, I'll head into that.
Yo.
It's gonna be R-Bar. Not sure if he's gonna improve. Doesn't look like it, but he is gonna get another lap.
Here comes out. Yep, he gets a little bit of wheel spin, a lot of wheel spin actually. So
it's P2.
I think he would have had pole, but he had so much wheel spin off of the last corner that I think it cost him at least 2/10 because he just couldn't get the power down like he wanted to. There was just too much wheel spin.
Looks like Bursey's just gonna pull it in. Fenrique, job well done. Looks like a pole, although there are a few more out on track right now.
Well, Arbor is on a lap.
Perry is the
not
next
too
one.
sure.
Yeah, Arbor barely got another lap, so he's going for it. And
Yep, and he's in sector 2, and he's a 10 up on his time right now.
Perry into P6.
Yeah, that's a good lap from Perry.
So we're gonna have Fatal.
12.
Not sure. Fatal in P6, and then
Yes.
Wing It in P7. How would you like to live in one of those houses over there on the outside of Turn 1? That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be a nice scene to watch all the cars go down and see the mayhem ensue.
Watch Grosjean take out like half the field.
As Arbar actually goes purple middle sector.
That is interesting.
It's a little
And
wide.
looks like DK is going to pull in. He is going to be starting in 11th place. R-Bar is the last one on track, and he is set up purple sector 2.
He did. He was green sector 1, I believe, and purple sector 2, but I'm not 100% sure. As he comes out of the last corner. As the wheel
Gotta get that
spin
power
like
down.
Alp got. And I think, as I thought,
yeah. Not going to get it.
But he does improve on his time, so at least he knows that. But like I said, that wheel spin out the last corner probably cost definitely out. I think Arbar lost it out of just the end of sector 2 as you're coming onto the back straight. He got a little wide, so definitely interesting. We got some good pace in the wet from everyone basically, because everyone was setting purple sectors. So
That's
All right.
one for a reason. All the
Yeah.
drivers in here. Run through the order. I can do that. So we got Fenrique taking out pole position. He's been the man of the tier for the last few rounds, really showing some fantastic pace, and today's no exception in the wet. P1 with the 154.0, close behind, less than the 10th, is Alp, our championship winner, with 54.1. And we've got Lopez in P3, great lap. Nicholas P4, Arbar P5, and then we've got Fatal, Wing It, Perry, Bersey, and Element 10 rounding out the top 10. DK and Bean set laps, 11 and 12. Juventus and Raidcon did not manage to set laps. That will be the starting grid. Tyres for the race, they'll have, assuming the drivers are correct in saying that it'll be full wet, so strategy will not really be a factor.
no.
The only strategy is going to be
you can see.
keeping it pointed forwards. That's going to be the main strategy here.
As it is full wet. So
As
wet
you
tyres to
can
start off.
see,
Yeah,
as
Dom.
you can see, the range is pouring down.
Yeah, it's Domrez did confirm he is Juve's race engineer. He says confirmation of heavy rain all race. So thank you, Domrez. He also offers a prediction. 2 of the drivers in the front 2 rows will not compete lap 1. Huh. I'm
He's going for some mayhem. I like it.
I think there might be some mayhem. Yeah, but I mean, championship's already locked up. Might as well let it all hang out right now. Everybody else, if you want to get your predictions in, I'll let you guys think about it during the parade lap. Because I'm not quite sure. I think Fenrique was definitely feeling pretty confident in the wet today, and that's exactly what he got. So I think smart money would be on him. Yeah.
You know what? I got an outsider. I think I'm gonna take Enrique to win it, but I think Lopez will finish P2.
I like that. I do like that.
He's had so much bad fortune over the last few weeks, especially at USA. So it's about time he gets something go his way for once. So, you know what? My marbles are on Lopez to get P2. And to finish out the podium, it's another long shot, but I'm going to do it for my boy. I'm going to go with Juventus in P3.
There you go. As Juventus's race engineer comments that he is certainly not being paid to be the race engineer, it sounds like Juventus is actually running an operation similar to the 2013 Lotus team, not paying the race engineers. Not the best way.
Mate, I think you need to put in a complaint there and do some negotiating.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got the leverage.
You need to get at least your contest of speed on Twitch paid for by Juventus. That's at least fair. That should be how it will be. You gotta get something out of it.
Yeah. I wonder if Jeff gets paid.
Jeff gets paid.
Sometimes I wouldn't pay him if I'd join.
Jeff gets paid and shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Jeff. You get 3 shut up Jeffs a race.
I'd much rather have a human.
Jeff's probably going to tell RaidCon to start on dries, starting last. As we're getting ready for the parade lap here.
Do you think anyone might pit? I know it's a wet race, so you can take the tires the whole time, but I wonder if maybe someone thinks about maybe halfway through the race sending on another set of those wets and seeing what kind of pace he can do, because it's possible that there could be a safety car in these conditions. This track is hard enough in the dry, especially up a Rouge and a few other spots, but with the wet weather now, this is going to make it a lot harder for these drivers to keep it on track.
Yeah, on the other hand, the wet tires usually last a very, very, very long time, so I wonder if any of these guys will give a no stop and go. Or if there's an early safety car like lap 3, lap 4, lap 5, just take one set of tyres after that.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, anything in this day and age. Yeah, you will. But as we've seen in Hungary, when the rain came, Enrique just was out of this world, just so fast. So without being behind him this time not being on the inters like he was last time, I really want to see, you know, those two battle it out. Alps obviously won the championship, so obviously, you know, it's all for wins now. It's just basically who can finish the season the strongest going into our season 6 for AM1. It will be wicked to see. Bod, actually, what do you got for your top 3 predictions?
I reckon Fenrique will win the race. He's shown great wet pace whenever it has rained, and I think if he can get a good start against Elk, who's not the greatest at starting, if he can get the jump on him early, then I reckon he can run away, barring any safety cars. Elk's been champion for a reason, so he should finish on the podium. P3's up for grabs. Nicholas has shown great pace all season. Lopez showed good pace in qualifying. Arba played behind him, so and there's a couple of quicker guys back there as well. Beam Juventus down P12, P13, and see what they can do. So
and Perry actually. And Perry was coming off of a good result last week, so let's see what he can do too. I mean, they are fighting, I think, with McLaren for a constructors, if I'm correct. Is that still up for grabs?
Yeah, it is a 30-point gap there, so that is definitely a storyline to keep our eyes on here. Speaking of keeping your eyes on things, I have a feeling this, I think with Source and Del Rouge is going to be a bit hectic.
Oh, I think so.
A short rundown. Not sure what that's for. Oh, we're ready to go. 5 lights after the yellow flag, and we're off. We are off, and Fenrique is going to lead the pack down into the source. Looks like he does get the better of Alp, and I think Lopez is going to get Alp as well. Let's see what kind of drive they can get off. It looks like everybody's clear through the hairpin.
We got some side-by-side racing, though. We got Nicholas, who sits in behind Arbar, thinks better of it. Smart decision. Everyone so far through a rouge.
Looks like Perry ran wide.
Perry.
Oh, he's taking DK with him.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Boy.
No. He got a 5-second as well. Oh man.
Yeah, I can see
That
Perry
is so
running wide.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's
It was one of those innocuous things where, you know, Perry went wide and he didn't try and come back on track. He hit the wall and it just forced him back on track, and then DK just was unfortunately that sitting duck that just came up the hill, didn't see him. And
I think we've seen that story before, but luckily this time it's virtual. Fenrique does get away from Lopez there in P2. No safety car on lap 1. I thought we might at least get VSC. But looks like Fenrique already has a 1 second advantage on Lopez. DRS does not matter, of course, in these conditions. Alp is on the tail of Lopez and Nicholas, P4 followed by R-Bar. And that completes the top 5. Well, yeah, I think we all kind of called Fenrique there. I think there's no pressure. No pressure on Fenrique. He doesn't have a championship to win. He's just here to collect as many points as he can for himself and for McLaren. And Lopez.
good start from Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez is he is really good in the wet. And I did notice that he has switched his flag once again to Argentina. Again,
Argentina?
Yeah, again he's protesting Codemaster's lack of having the Dominican flag as one of the presets. So he just goes to a different Latin American country every week.
I thought it was Uruguay, but I might have been wrong.
It might have been. I don't know.
They're both the same, so doesn't matter.
Pretty much. Shout outs to Brazil.
We got a big. Oh, Perry's in the pit.
Fenrique's loose. Oh, he's held it.
Raid.
And it's so
I think
close.
he's won. Raid is really struggling here to start
Alp
the
is
race.
Alp is side by side going into Lacombe. I think Lopez does get. Yeah, Lopez does a great job of holding the brakes there.
But Alp gets the run.
Yeah, Alp is really doing a great job here, keeping it side by side.
Oh, he has it inside, so he should get the drive through the corner, but Lopez will get the exit speed.
Yeah, off camber and Lopez isn't gonna let him.
Good racing, guys. And Nicholas looking at a move on Lopez now because of how Lopez had to back out of the corner. It's putting Nicholas right there, and R-Bar's there.
Oh, Lopez jumps on! Oh, he jumped onto that curb. Yeah, he jumped onto that curb, exiting Puhan. That is death curb right there. You do not want to touch that one. That will throw you right around.
Does he have wing damage?
Who, Lopez?
He is really struggling. Yeah, Lopez is very much struggling right now.
I guess we can use our handy dandy eyes here. Maybe see something. Doesn't look like it. I think he just.
Yeah,
I think he just lost his rhythm there. It's possible.
As Fenrique has already pulled 2.5 seconds.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that little bit. Well,
Oh, Nicholas gets a little bit
yeah.
twitchy, but saves it. It's nice.
I threw Blanchimont there. Nicholas, just
Look how
about.
much you just slide through the last
Yeah,
corner.
that is
when it missed the last chicane, he's got without a penalty. That was the thing somehow that he's lost position.
Yeah, Fenrique is currently lapping at about a second faster than everybody else on track right now. Something about Brazilians in the wet. They know what to do. Ducks in water.
Oh,
You know what? I hate to say it, but man, Beans had a really good start too. Up 3 spots already, and he's kind of on the back of this pack. He's not out of it at all, at any means. So, good start from Bean. Good start from Element, up 2 spots as well. Biggest loser, obviously, with Perry, but he's not in the race, so it has to go to Lopez now. So, Lopez has got some work to do to get back by R-Bar, Nicholas, and try and get back up to that guy.
Yeah, top 11 still within 11 seconds of each other. So credit to these guys for keeping it as clean as they did. Obviously, Perry and DK had an unfortunate coming together at the top of Eau Rouge, but yeah, I thought there was going to be a little bit more chaos than what we saw. We saw some pretty respectful racing there.
Yeah. It looks like Fenrique's decided to check out a little bit, so he looks pretty comfortable now.
Yeah, I think the only person that's going to stop Fenrique, the only person that's going to stop Fenrique now is probably Fenrique. Unless Alp...
Don't say that, you'll jinx him.
That's like, that would be like a reverse jinx, I think. I don't know.
Would it?
I'm not into witchcraft, but Fenrique, it looks like the gap has stabilized throughout this lap. Alp is sitting there, and he did go purple in Sector 2, so maybe Alp is trying to launch a secondary charge here now that he has Lopez out of the way. And we have a
Sector 2 yellow flag.
Sector I think that was Raid. Looks like Raid lost it coming out of Puhan.
Unfortunately, yeah, like I said, Raid
does have some
really
damage.
Struggling. He got that 10-second penalty on lap 1, and I just think he's really struggling.
Yeah, he's got.
I'm not too sure if he's got wing damage. I can't.
He does. Yeah, he does. Yeah. That left in play is completely gone. He's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be able to continue like this. I mean, honestly, if I were him though, only 12 left left. Yeah, he might as well throw some new tires on and maybe try some inners or something. Bean is all over the back of Element here for P8.
Yes, he is.
And with Perry retiring, this could
be fatal as well.
Side
by side.
We got a double battle.
We got a drag race. He's gonna get it. Wing It looks like he's gonna hold the outside line or the inside. Oh, they touch. Fatal saves it. They're good.
Good save.
Good save. Yeah, everyone back up. Good
all
job, guys.
bunched up back to Venice now. Yeah, top 11 all together. And Raid does retire, so it looks like only 11 souls remain as Raid throws in the white towel, like the Confederates.
We're only lap 4, so... Oh no, Fenrique!
Oh!
He got so loose out of that last turn and just...
I think he took out a 50. Yeah, he took out a 50-meter board, I think. But he kept it off the wall.
Really close the gap
but Alp has cut it down. And I think is that Element. Element has lost it.
Element's lost
and
it.
Was that?
I'm
that was.
If these guys are struggling.
That was out of Puhan as well. Same place Raid lost it.
The amount of rain that is coming down right now is ridiculous. Look at it. It looks like it's raining harder than when it started the race. I understand. These guys.
Well, these guys are very close to each other back here, so the spray is... There's a lot of mist. I mean, whatever, there's that many cars in the wet.
Fatal looks to the outside. Really cut back for with a cutback. He thinks better of it.
Might be able to get the traction.
Just look at the way they're trying to get the traction off the corners. It's just crazy how hard it is for them right now.
I think Fatal did a slightly better job of short shifting out of the bus stop there, but it looks like he is gonna get the traction on Wing It.
He gets it.
Coming out of the source into Eau Rouge. Hopefully no one does anything stupid here. Bean Sandwich is watching and waiting as he runs wide.
Really loose. Oh wow! And Verzi goes wide. Yeah, these conditions are really, I don't know. They're just.
Wing It's coming back. Wing It is coming back. Bean is licking his lips. This could be a very profitable day for McLaren, with Perry being out of the race on lap 2.
This is true. This is very true. And we have to add in the bonus that Alp is still closing down that gap, so I don't know if Enrique's struggling here a little bit, but it looks like Alp's definitely right now. I have to say Alp has the better car right now, so...
The green stuff getting told to you now. That Vader's run wide, yep, he's running a bit wide, and that's not opening up a Bean. Covers him off. This getting cracking about a little race so far. We get a tiny bit of breathing room. Bean's looking to get past these guys and get some more points to that. constructors pushed at McLaren
I should mention the Bean does also does control P2 in the championship right now, about 8 points ahead of Nicholas. So he's going to want to close that gap to Nicholas, who is currently riding around pretty comfortably in P3, pretty much by himself. So Bean
Just a note.
Okay, as well.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's right there.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on that gap, but this, I don't know. I feel like
There's so many
Fenrique,
battles you don't know.
no, I feel like Fenrique kind of,
Maybe letting his car come back and letting the tires cool down a little bit. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, maybe.
But it looks like Alp might be making a move if he's close enough. He's only 3/10 back, so.
Ooh, Bean is gonna. Oh God, Bean just. Bean just sliced into the middle of Fatal and Wing It going into Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
Very impressive move. A lot of conviction from Bean.
Looks like Fatal's gonna hold it. Fatal's gonna hold it. He's got Bean back. And Bean's trying to get Rem back, but just can't get the drive. This has really been good, but...
And look at that. Now there's
really
Burzy and Juve are right now. They have caught up to this. So...
In no time, Element's gonna go and be back in it because it doesn't look like any of them are gonna give anyone any space. It just looks like everyone's ready to race.
They have formed their own. Yeah, I know.
Oh, Fatal! Oh, Fatal again!
Oh man, he's dirt tracking.
Sideways, yeah. Wow, what a save!
Oh man, this is incredible.
Just a note, we've kind of basically got 3 separate battles, well, 3 or 4. So we got Fenrique and Out, Nicholas, R-Bar, and Lopez. We got Wing It, Fatal, B, Burzy, Juventus, and then Element on his own currently right now. But if everyone keeps battling the way they are, and Juventus makes a move up the inside of Burzy.
Yeah, so Juventus through Blanchimont forces that on Burzy, and Burzy thankfully backed out of it. That is dangerous.
Bean's gonna get the drive out. Fatal sideways, touch! Any damage?
Not sure.
Not visually.
I don't see any. No, I don't see any.
I don't think so. And that was Bean. I think Bean's alright as well. Bean's gonna want to get past Wing It and get away from this group because sooner or later, something's gonna happen. These guys are running way too close.
Well, and Wing It. Oh, he's almost gone, but he will come back on. But he is going back on correctly.
Yeah, there's Bean.
So,
as Burzy gets a 3-second time penalty. Now we've got R-Bar and Lopez going at it for P4. R-Bar had caught up to... Yeah, this is fantastic for only having 11 cars. But R-Bar was... R-Bar was... he had closed in to less than a second on Nicholas for P3, and now he is fallen into the clutches of Lopez, who is trying to catch his second wind here.
What I'm starting to think is when the guys push, and they push on these tires, because of the track being so wet and just how everything is, I think it's affecting the way they're able to drive the car after, due to the fact of they shouldn't be, but they are overcooking these wet tires, and I think it's causing them some issues due to the fact of that. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Alp's been sitting there behind Fenrique for about, I want to say 3 laps now, and he thinks about a move, and he does.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Sends it way too deep.
Yeah. He almost had it, though. He had it stopped on track.
Yeah,
so I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, just let him know he's there. I think all these cars will have to...
Wing It's round.
Oh, no. Did he make contact with anybody?
I think he and Juventus going side by side.
Yeah, can't go side by side through Blanchimont. I think that Juventus really got away with one earlier, but unfortunately fouling it. Oh, Wing It. Wing It hits for more wing damage. Unfortunate for Wing It, but good news for him. I think everybody's probably going to pit.
And Fatal's changing his wing too, so Fatal must have. I
Looks
don't know
like
if that's
we are
from when he
staying
got it
on.
with Bean or if he was involved in it too. So
I think that would have been with Bean. I think he was too far back to win it.
yeah, that's what I want to say too.
I think it's far too early for these guys to be thinking about inners. But I think as we get a little bit further.
By the way.
Ah. Yeah, Juventus and Bean up there. P6 and P7, both up 6 spots.
Yeah, very good start from both of them.
Welcome to Wallonia.
Now Bean has got a almost 4 second gap now with everything that's gone on and the way he's been able to kind of push away. He's kind of taken about a second out of Lopez this time, so Bean is definitely currently right now a little bit faster than the guys behind him, and a little bit faster than the guys in front. So
yeah, I think you could see as soon as Bean cleared that group, he had put about 2 seconds on Wing It prior to Wing It spinning out of, I believe, Blanchiment.
Correct.
It was, yeah, and so yeah, he was just trying to get by in the safest way possible, but unfortunately for Bean, I think a podium is probably a little too far out of the picture for him.
Hey,
back in P6 right now. I'm not saying never. I'm just painting the narrative here. It's probably not
it is
likely.
only lap 8.
9.
And it is possible that there's going to be some crazy hectic thing going on, because the way this race has gone, it's been crazy and it's been hectic, and we're only on lap 9. So
yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. But I guess it looks like Fenrique has pulled out up here. Is Alp? Alp just had his hands full going through Eau Rouge. But I think Alp kind of centered everything on one move, and now Fenrique defended that correctly, and now I think he's going to try to get away once again, back over a second at the front, and things have really petered out after about 7 laps of madness. As Juventus is on the wets. Let me put on the fastest lap.
As you could just hear his tire squealing as he comes out of the pits. Juventus is back on track. Fatal has gone by, so Fatal with a really good outlap to get back on Juventus. Alp is now 8/10 back on Fenrique, so that's kind of where that's at. Nicholas is kind of just chilling in third, just having a good race, just keeping it together. Arbar again, the same thing in fourth, just having a good race. Lopez unfortunately down 2 spots, so some time to make back, but he's not too far behind the 2 guys in front of him. So, and then you have Bean with a brilliant race so far, up 6 spots into 6th. Bersey in 7th. Up 2 spots, and Element in 8th, up 2 spots. Fatal, after his incident with Bean, had to pit, so he's in P9, down 3 spots. Juventus pit is obviously his wing damage with Wing It, up 3 spots still, and in 10th, last position in the points. And then, last and not least, Wing It, after his unfortunate coming together, like I said, with Juventus, so down 4 spots. So gonna be
Juventus can undercut some of those midfield guys. Pressure cars make a difference. That part with Bersey Element. Of course, Juventus and Bersey were fighting for the lead yesterday in the AM2 race before Juventus made a mistake and put it in the wall. So that fight for P6, P7 is still definitely on.
Well, it's about a 22-second pit stop. As I remember from yesterday. It's Fatal's fastest lap, so
that shows
nice.
that wet could be the way to go. As Wing It gets 10 seconds somehow.
I'm not sure
he probably
how
cut the last chicane.
Yeah, he must have just completely lost it going into the bus stop and kind of cut through it to get a 10-second penalty there. That's interesting.
And a little harsh, but they are harsh in the wet, that is for sure. And he gets a 3-second warning after.
Wing's got to be careful because he still can't get some points here. You don't want to see him throw this race away. It looks like Fenrique is back to over a second.
And then, so what are we at? Yeah, like you were saying, yeah, Achibot, I was just thinking about that. If the leaders do come in, they don't have enough of a gap to Juventus, so technically, the net lead... Well, actually, no, they do. Never mind. No, I have to look at the leader. So,
Yeah,
if I'm
right.
correct...
I was thinking of that midfield fight with Bertie.
Yeah, so... Yeah, even Bean, I mean, Bean's on the cusp. As Lopez actually decides to, he's one of the first people, so... I wonder if we will see a chain reaction of other people. Like I said, half the race and half the race, split in two and just see what you can do. I mean, not a bad idea from Lopez, because if it works, he has such a big gap to everyone behind him because of everything that's been going on. It's interesting to see, but Fatal and Juventus will be the people you want to watch out for as Lopez comes out the pits.
All right where the Haas's are.
Yeah, looks like both the Haas's are going to get him.
Yeah, he's got a big gap to Fatal, so really nice job from Lopez to decide to come in.
Whoa!
Oh, he almost spoke too soon. But, oh, and Sector 3, wing it's out. Did he retire in the pits? Or
I think he tried to make a pit stop and he's put it in the wall there, because I saw he had damage before.
As a virtual safety car, so this really could really... I want to say help Enrique if they want to pit, because
I don't think
obviously with everyone having to use the Delta.
Yeah, that definitely looks like Wingit must have just hit the wall on pit entry. We can't get the cameras down there right now due to the driving rainstorm. Our cameramen are working their best. We can't quite get there. Field is unneutralized and Alp gets a huge jump out of the VSC. He gained over a second just in that VSC period. Got it perfectly.
Yes,
now coming through Blanchimont, he is only half a second behind Fenrique heading into the bus stop.
Do you think they're going to pit here, or do you think they're going to just continue?
Looks like Fenrique's going.
Pit?
Fenrique's going.
Yeah, he says, I want 2 sets of wets, so let's give me those wets. Now, here's the thing. If Alp doesn't pit, I don't know if Enrique is going to have to pace to catch up to him. I mean...
I think this is going to have to be a 2-stop. This is too long of a race to be able to keep it on the same set of wets for the entire time, I think. Just in my opinion. Nicholas is in the pits, followed by Arbar. And Burzy. Looks like everybody except for Alp and Bean. Yeah. Yep, Alp and Bean. Those are the only two that have not pit yet.
Yeah, will Lopez get both of them 12. Because he pitted a lap earlier. And
he's in the middle of a big fight with the Houses, which is not going to help him.
No, it's not. It's hindered him pretty big too, because Nicholas has come back out, and the gap is actually increased. As Bean and Fenrique
side by side up as well.
Not anymore, but Fatal is now yeah. So we got Fatal, Nate, we got Juventus 9th and Burzy 10th, but I really want to know what Alp's going to do, because currently, if it is how it is, Fenrique is going so much faster on these new wait, actually, yeah, he has, because the gap's only 15 seconds.
That's a 15-second gap there for Domers. Yeah, I got it for yeah. I'm reading the comments as well, Domers. There you go. Yeah, 15, almost 16 to Fenrique from Alp. So that is, I think Alp's tires are starting to fall apart here. Fenrique probably will be quicker on these fresher sets of wets. Whoa.
Well, at the moment, he's coming out. Alp's going to come out where Nicholas is. But he keeps going, so...
Yeah, he would be in that P4, P5 range, I believe. That would be about...
Yeah, because like I said, it was a 22-second stop for me last night in the dry, so... And that was my one stop from mediums to soft. So yeah, that is the case.
Fresh wets always
Interesting.
a lot better than the old wets.
Yeah, I do wonder if maybe Alp is trying to wait this out until we get on to inters. A la maybe a little bit of payback from Hungary when Fenrique got the jump on him in terms of tire strategy in a wet race.
Jersey with a 10-second penalty too, so another person to go across the track. I mean, it doesn't look like the rain's lighting up right now, so I don't think it's anywhere close to interweather. But obviously I'm not driving right now, and they are, so they would know more than I do.
Yeah, we do have 9 laps left, or 8.5 laps left, and to be honest, it does look like there is a bit of a dry line starting to form. Is Fatal has lost it out of Eau Rouge. Oh man, we just saw the tail end of that. Looks like Fatal caught a massive bit of oversteer and wound up in the outside barrier. So everybody here gets points today. Congratulations.
If you finish.
Yeah, if you finish.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt you too. Bod, your teammate from AM2 asked if he could come in. He wants to come and join our little community of commentating tonight. He asked if he could come in, so I figure why not, right? We've had a crazy race, and maybe we can get a advantage from
crazy race. But
oh my god, yeah! I was literally just looking at the party thing to see if I could send an invite, but I couldn't, and mayhem ensues.
Yeah, I guess that is. Yeah, Alp is going to be able to pit right now and put on whatever choice of tires he wants.
Oh, and
I still think we
as well got to jump on a couple of guys.
Yep. Yeah, this is going to work out for both. I guess the cream always rises to the top, eh?
I think Fenrique should still be able to get him, but I'm not actually sure because he's going to have to keep that delta. And that's really going to help Alp, as Alp's already gone in and out of his pit stall, so who is going to get it? Will Bean beat out Nicholas, and will Alp get Fenrique? He doesn't.
I'm not I think he's going to have to give that back. Oh, or is he? I think he is.
No, I don't think so.
Was it just first was it first to the safety car?
I think so. I think because they were still fighting to get there, and Alp hadn't fully come out of the pits yet. I think it was all fair game.
Oh yeah, I just had a drag race under the safety car between former teammates Alp and Fenrique. What a wild race this has turned into.
As we have a new person here, we have DK joining us in the booth after on his unfortunate coming together with Perry. I don't want to ask you how you're doing because we already kind of know how you're feeling, so I'm not going to ask you that question, but hop on in, get involved, and listen to Kit and laugh because it's a great time.
I appreciate y'all inviting. I was bored and trying to get into something.
There you go. That was we heard some rumors that you might have broke your foot in that collision with Perry on lap 2. Can you? Yeah, you limped up here. Nice to have you, DK. Obviously that was that just Perry bouncing off the tires back into the track in front of you? I guess that's what it looked like.
Yeah, he was actually going straight, and I guess he hit the wall, bounced, came across the track. But I was focused on Bean because I had a run on him. And I was literally staring right at the back of his car to see if I was gaining anything, and the next thing I know, there's a So.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Yeah. That just goes. Yeah. R.I.P. You bought it. You bought it.
Exactly.
Well, if this race didn't have enough, I believe that the safety car will be going for one more lap. I think he would have turned his lights out by now, if not. But Fenrique, Alp, Nicholas, Arbar, Lopez, Bean, Juventus, Burzy, and Element. The final 9 remaining here at a very waterlogged Spa-Francorchamps circuit.
I know Fatal's gonna be a little bit upset because obviously crashing out is not the way you want to do it, especially when you're just trying to produce something and get some momentum going for yourself for the end of the season. But he does still pick up a point, which could be valuable come towards the end of the season if he's able to pick up some monstrous points if it is dry or wet, whatever the conditions are.
I'm not sure if he will get the point. I think you only get it if you finish 75% of the race, isn't it?
I thought you had to finish the entire race.
I'm not too sure. I think in this Code Masters game, it just gives you the point.
Well, hey, if he gets the point, he's tied with me in the championship, and I've been here all season.
I just hear in your tone of voice, you seem so thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, at least you have more fun with us.
Right. Right.
Well, you did spin yesterday, and it was dry weather, so it's not like you didn't spin yesterday either.
Right, right.
Unfortunately, you were just faster than me, so... Yeah.
No, everybody needs to go out and support Tier 2. We need some love. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I won't be
man.
here next week, but we all need the love.
Aww. Well, that means I'll get P6 again. Thank you.
Can we get some predictions on how we think this last 7 laps is going to go? What do you guys reckon?
Yeah. Let's give DK the chance, because he's the new guy in here. Let's let him go first.
Well, I'm hoping, I don't want to put a commentator's curse on anybody, but I hope Nicholas gets his win. He's all wanted. So, I know how bad he wants that win.
We need people with mics in the commentary booth after, so... Nicholas, unfortunately, I don't even know if he has a mic yet, so... Even if he won, he could be screaming, but we wouldn't know.
People are just shy. It's not their fault. As the lights are still on here. As we are
It'll
rounding...
go out after the last corner, I think. It comes out...
Once they go into
after
second 3, it'll go
Yeah. And then they'll back it up, and then we'll get going, and... what about you, Kitten? Who you got? Sticking with your same prediction, or are you changing it up?
I'm gonna go Fenrique, Alp, Lopez from P5, Bean in P4, Nicholas P5, Arbar P6. How about that?
Ooh. You know what? I'm not even changing mine. I still think Juventus has a chance, so I'm keeping it Fenrique P1, Lopez P2, and Juventus P3. I'm winging it. I'm going with it. And we'll see what happens.
Here we go. Through Blanchimont for the final time with Fenrique controlling the pace. The de facto pace car is bright orange and light blue. Alp is on the rear, and Fenrique goes now. And let's see if
Fenrique gets a really good restart.
he gets a good jump, but it wasn't as good as he would have liked. Didn't get a huge gap on Alp there, and Alp does have 2 lap fresher tires.
Nicholas right there on Alp, right there, and everyone really getting a good restart. So let's see what happens. Will the mayhem ensue again? So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Juventus didn't really get a good getaway. Looks like he's lost a little bit of time on the start.
And we've got we got the last 9 in 5 seconds here. Hopefully everybody can make it through Eau Rouge. A-okay.
So far so good. So far so good.
And that is the last. This is like an all-star NASCAR race. Just there's only 9 cars out here. I'm just ready for anything to happen here. As Fenrique stretches that lead up over 9/10 as he goes through goes into sector 2. Excuse me. Got a little. There's so many le. I always mix up which corner is which. It's Lacombe is that one.
Yes.
But Alp, yeah, 8/10 back. And it looks like everybody here is kind of just taking it easy. I thought Lopez would get a little bit better of a run on Arbar, if I'm being honest. But Bean.
Yeah,
Enrique's got wing damage. Enrique's got wing damage.
Oh, he does.
What did he hit?
When did he get that?
What did he
I think
hit?
accident. I don't know how.
Oh no,
I don't
Fenrique.
know how either. And he's still going. He's on the outside.
Oh,
This is
there's
help
Nicholas. Oh God.
He's really gonna struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that was close.
This
This is just
This is-
unfortunate for Fenrique.
Fenrique's been in control of this race since the start. He has been in absolute control of this race since the start, and now this is just a disaster in general for McLaren.
Gone for moving out.
Oh, Lopez!
Oh, and
Oh,
Lopez is
no.
round.
Oh, and that's...
Fenrique just gets more damage. Fenrique just gets more damage. Lopez spun.
Has
Nicholas
Nicholas
at P1?
got through Alp, and it looks like I'm not sure if they made contact there. I'm not sure what was going on. There's
I don't think so. I think they just both got slidey. I was watching on board without.
This is insane.
What a
I'm
what a
not
race
sure.
crash,
I'm not sure where Nicholas came from right there. Well, he was right behind him. Like he must have made a lunge into the bus stop. He's out all over the back of him.
So we got Bean and Juventus, P4 and 5, up 8 spots.
Alp makes a move on Nicholas
Yeah.
around the outside. Goes a little bit a bit slow there. Nicholas will try and get the run out of this corner. So he's got a bit of a run. No, is he going to stick it down the inside? No, he's not.
Nicholas thinks better of it. He's just going to sit behind him. He knows he can stay with him. He knows he's got the speed in this car. He's had it all season, so he just needs to put it together now and not lose too much time, because that straight line speed is going to help him with the aero packages they are running. I don't know what the wings are, but Bean, again, like you said, Bean, he had a miracle basically at the start of the race when he crashed out, and he's up in P4 now after everything, so he's not too far off of the lead, he's not too far off of the podium. It's been a good race, and unfortunately with Enrique down in 9th, this is really gonna not let them take a huge gap to the Red Bulls, and well, actually I think the Red Bulls will claw back a little bit.
And it looks like Juventus has got Bean.
Yes, he has.
I think it is Stavolo, or it might have been just on entry to Blanche too.
Well, whatever it is, Juventus is just showing some quality driving right now, so be interesting to see if he can make a move up for that P3.
Yeah,
he's got a little bit of a gap, so it's gonna be interesting, but it's not that out of reach. So
they both done well from the start.
Yeah.
And there's a potential podium on the line now, so let's see if they can close that gap to those top three who are starting to run away a little bit. See if they can stop the fight for that P3 place.
I've just been checking penalties. Alp only has a 1 warning, and got that lap 1. Nicholas has 3 warnings, so 1 more warning, he gets a penalty. R-Bar has 3 warnings as well, so 1 more warning, he is in trouble. Juventus has the 2 warnings. Bean has 0. He has been clean throughout the race. Well done. Lopez with 1 warning. Burzy, Burzy with penalty, 3 warnings, and a 10-second, and another penalty, and another warning. So he's got a lot of time. And Element actually very as well clean. So interesting to see. Fenrique has 2 warnings as well. So very interesting. Different penalties from most people, because basically Burzy is the only person currently with penalties.
Yeah, I think this is like a pretty interesting sort of dichotomy of what the season has been, where you've got Alp, who probably shouldn't win this race. No offense to Alp, he's been good, but you know, Fenrique really controlled the entire time. Some things happen, and here he is with 4 laps to go, and he's 2 seconds ahead of Nicholas in P2, and Fenrique once again kind of shoots himself in the foot, and he's down in P9, and Lopez as well gets some misfortune. He probably takes himself out of podium consideration. So that's kind of been the theme for all of these guys this year, and R-Bar as well, kind of squeezing himself into a podium. So well done to R-Bar. But
R-Bar's got to run.
Just to show.
R-Bar's got to run on Nicholas right here.
Yeah, he does. Got it. He's got him so far, but can Nicholas make that move back? They are side by side. As R-Bar has to go off the track. Yeah, they were a little tight, but I don't think it was ever going to be 2 into 1, especially in the wet. It's a lot harder to try and make the corner shot. No harm, no foul. Arbor's still there.
I've been on board with Arbor. Nicholas looks like he's struggling getting out of the corners a little bit in the last lap.
Yeah, it does look like that. Maybe he used up his tires in order to, take the lead and try and push it to keep ahead of Alp for at least a little bit. Juventus is slowly clawing back that gap. It's now 2.2. It was almost 3 seconds before, so...
It is very slow though. Most of that will have been from these guys battling, so if Nicholas and Arbor can keep it clean, then they should be right to stay where they are.
Yes.
Let's see if Juventus can find a bit of pace and pull that back. He's had an incredible race so far.
Absolutely.
We'll see if he can...
No matter what, he's definitely on for driver of the day. I would have to say, especially going up 9 positions. And he had, don't forget, I think he pitted once or twice. I'd like to check actually and see. Yeah, so...
He's going to finish the whole race.
Nah, he's only pitted one spot. Still, that was an early pit stop and a wind change, and he was so far down. So, obviously, the safety car did help, but it's been a great drive from him. Ken, who is your driver of the day today? So far?
I would probably go with Juventus as well, but we do have another subplot forming, Alp and Fenrique, as we've seen, I think, for 5 or 6 races here, going back and forth for fastest lap. Lap after lap in the final, in the dying embers of this race that has been absolutely ridiculous. I think it's Burzy. I'm not sure.
He might have been his teammate, because Element's slow as well.
Yeah, Element's got wing damage. He's got
oh, yeah, there he is. So, there, yeah, Burzy.
So
no points for Burzy. He
go
is...
Up definitely, yeah. Fenrique should jump up to 7th, so... with that being said, this is really all to play for. That's why they're both pushing it for fastest laps.
Yeah, well, I wonder if right there Element might have... I think Element was ahead of Burzy. It might be vice versa, but it looks like... I think one of them must have lost it at the top of Eau Rouge, and then the other one, following closely behind, probably hit him.
That's probably true.
Yeah, definitely not what you want from your teammates with 3 laps to go in the race. Gunther Steiner is going to have some words with these guys after. We'll try to get our cameras involved there.
Do you really think anything's going to come of it? Do you really think Gunther Steiner's going to get them to be on the same page?
I don't know. We're just going to have to tune into whatever the show's called. Yeah. Arbor, in the meantime, Arbor has cut it down. He is now almost half a second behind Nicholas, looking for P2. A quietly strong performance from Arbor throughout qualifying and the race. Largely anonymous, but here he is at the end in the points. And that's why you're looking at somebody who's going to finish in the top 5 of the standings come season end.
Yes, I would have to agree with that. Obviously, Fenrique is our biggest loser so far of the day.
Yeah, it's tough for Fenrique.
Yeah.
I mean, he had just the first 6 races from hell, and then he kind of turned everything around, pretty much jumped all the way up the boards to like P4 in the championship, and now seems like the old gremlins have come back.
Who's that? Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's Fenrique, as you were talking about him. Up Eau Rouge, almost sideways, saved it. Really pushing the car.
Okay.
But looks like as we got just over a lap and a half, probably a lap and a half now left, we have Alp in first, Nicholas in P2, followed closely behind by Arbor in P3. Then you got a little gap for Juventus, who is 8/10 ahead of Bean, so Bean's sticking with Juventus, so possibly a battle on the last lap. And then Lopez not too far behind Bean, so really interesting to see. And then obviously you got Fenrique, who's a little bit further back, trying to hold on to his car, and to finish off the runner's element in P8. Obviously, after changing his wing, he's off the pace, and he's on the inters, by the way, just so you know.
Nicholas and Alba side by side into the bus stop.
Whoa.
Element?
Tiny bit of contact there.
Yeah.
So the run is held on for now.
I think that's
Having the final lap.
yeah, that's good defensive driving from Nicholas. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yep. No.
So Element's on the inters right now. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes for fastest lap to try and steal away from not only from Enrique, but as well as Alp, and not let either of them get the extra points. So
yeah, it could be something there, but I don't know if it's really. Not sure.
Yeah, he's charging up his VRS as well, so I think he's. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to say he is, but maybe he ran out of tires. That's the only way I can think of. But I don't think there is a set limit of winters. Sorry, not winters, wets that you can choose from. So I think you can have as many as you want. As he is, yes, he is. He is trying to go for the fastest lap here. So while you guys are trying to go on board here, I'm gonna see what Element can do.
Yeah, check his splits if you can. That is an interesting subplot. But we got Alp here entering, I believe there is into Stavilo here pretty soon, into Sector 3 for the final time of round 10.
Alright, interesting to know, he is 0.3 up on his best lap so far, so I don't think it's enough yet. He didn't set purple yet, but he is up on his time. But it's the middle sector where you'll really maybe see if he really is indeed quicker on the inters, but it doesn't look to be going that way.
Take a look at Alp.
Yeah.
Yep, and it seems like it's about the, the 8th win that he's had this season as he throws down the fastest lap in honor of Sebastian Vettel's failing career. Just like he used to do at Red Bull. Fastest lap on the final lap. 1 extra point for Alp. 1 for the road. Well done to him. The deserving champion is, I think...
And I think he will get the fastest lap because Fenrique is not going to get it.
He is not, unless Element has something. Yeah, and Fenrique just lost it.
Yep.
Oof. Okay, but he will get P7 at least. Yeah, Fenrique is definitely going to be disappointed after that.
Yeah, I'd understand.
Yeah.
Still to have Element to come across the line. I don't think it's going to be the fastest lap, but who knows? We're about to find out. No, definitely not. Oh my!
Especially now. Well, there we go.
Not now. Not now.
What a day in Belgium. Welcome,
yeah, that's an issue.
Welcome to Wallonia, here in the Argonne Forest. An absolutely soggy race, and Alp once again with cool, calm, and collected at all times. He comes in P1 for, I think, you guys have the official number on that. I think this is the 7th win of the season. Something like that. I lost count.
In just a moment.
Yeah, I can't count higher than 5, so that's my main issue. But yeah, what a race! I mean, it would be easy to look at this from the outside, just look at the points and be like, "Wow, this is probably pretty boring." But we haven't had too many snoozers this year, have we?
No, we have not. This has been brilliant. Bod, do you want to send the 3 guys an invite for comms?
Yes, I'm just quickly adding up some points to the championship.
Okay,
so
no problem. I will suggest them to you, and then you can just say yes. R-bar. Yeah, can you crunch? Are you crunching up the numbers to say about the championship for the constructors? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I've just added up the top few, but that's done now. So I'll send them some invites.
Alright. Alrighty.
Whew. Alright, well, lots to unpack there. Lots to unpack there. I guess we're all probably in line. I would say, yeah, definitely like Juve, R-Bar, Bean, probably drivers of the day. Pick one out of those three, because those guys really either came up through the field or had to come back up through the field in order to get to this point. As we are, we're gonna check out this beautiful Aston Martin Red Bull racing car for I think the 7th time this season, maybe 8th.
Bod,
Yep.
you're gonna have to do your special chat with Nicholas again this week.
Yeah, I'm just going to try something with him, and then if that doesn't work, we'll do our special chat.
You try and Discord call again?
Yep.
Okay.
Invites them are out, so they should be joining up now.
Wicked.
Where's our bar?
We have our first person in the party. It is our P3 finish, R-Bar.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
We'll wait for the other two to get in. Obviously, it was a hectic race though, but you gotta be thrilled to be P3.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised it went so well because, you know, rain races like this always mean some crazy stuff's gonna happen. And to be fair, I got pretty fortunate with Enrique having an instant, and then Dean was closing the gap really well, and he had a bit of a moment too. So I'm just thankful to be here.
Yes, that is true. Interesting thing to note, Kitten. Alp just said if there was no safety car, he was going to go to the end.
Really?
Yes.
No, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I was thinking that in my head. I didn't think... I thought that Fenrique was starting to get about a lap, or a second per lap, once he put those new wets on, but we only really had like a lap and a half kind of database to see. Would have been interesting for sure, but yeah, that safety car definitely helped out, I think, at the end of the day.
As he joins as we speak, so we're just waiting on Nicholas to join the party. Obviously, they're going to do their Discord call or chat, whatever they can manage to work.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll see if he can yell through my his computer into my mic. We'll see if that works.
We'll have something going on. That's for sure. Obviously, should we start with P3 and R-Bar? Should we start with the questions and make our way up?
Go for it. I should be ready soon.
All right, R-Bar. Just a few thoughts on your race. Obviously, you already said a little bit, but now Alp's here. If you thought maybe you had a chance at the safety car to win the race, and just everything that happened. Obviously, so much happened in that race, you could talk for hours, so I'll leave the floor to you.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was like exceedingly boring. It was basically me, Nicholas, and Lopez just keeping a second gap. But
yep,
after the safety car, I didn't really think too much was gonna happen. I thought Lopez or Dean were gonna catch me, but you know, it seemed everyone who was a potential to battle me had some sort of instance, so I kind of lucked out there. And then towards the end was kind of making some ground on Nicholas, but at the end of the day, you know, I just didn't have the speed to make a really solid move, and I think he defended fairly easily. So, I mean, yeah, again, just happy to be here. Glad it went well and made it to the end.
Awesome. Kenneth, anything to add, or Bod, or anyone?
No, I feel like R-Bar is probably going to finish, I think, 5th in the championship, maybe 4th, with 2 races to go. And
Nice.
I added it up. He has jumped Federico for fourth.
okay, there we go.
barring any
Yeah,
post-race
yeah,
shenanigans. So,
yeah. That's yeah. I mean, you're very stealthy, Arbar. It's like you get no airtime, and then there's like 4 laps to go, and I'm kind of like looking down the order, and you're always like somewhere between like 3rd and 5th. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, hey, when you don't get a lot of airtime, that means you're kind of running a safe race, and all you gotta do is keep it out of the wall. So.
Yeah, yeah. Remember to break at the 50-meter board next time. Bod, you have Nicholas yet, or should we just go to Alp?
Yep. So he's just joined the party, so you can hear your questions, and I will just put my mic next to the computer, so you can hear him talk, which is going to be fantastic.
Will it though? We will find out.
It's about time we managed to hear him. All right, Nicholas, can you say something just to make sure it works?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, fantastic. All right, it's going to be nice to actually talk to you for once in person, which is great. All right, fire away, guys. If you got questions.
You know what? I want to leave it to Alp. Alp, do you have any questions for Nicholas? Since he is the race winner, let's give him a chance.
Why me?
Why not?
I'm just gonna say nice battle.
Fair
Thank
enough.
you, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. See, Bod's usually our Martin Brundle goes up on the podium and interviews the guys.
That's right. I can ask a couple questions now. I was just doing some maths, which I haven't done in a while, and getting this sorted. So, yeah, I can do some questions. All right. Summarize your race in 5 words, Nicholas.
Very, 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 very exciting.
All right, good choice of words. It was definitely a cracker to watch on stream. We heard a possible suggestion from Alp that he was going to try and no-stop it. Were you always going to do a one-stop?
Yeah, that was the plan. Wasn't expecting the safety car in the end.
Yep, fair enough. We saw you have a little bit of ping it out just after the safety car, had the lead for about 5 seconds. Was that kind of an all or nothing? Like you kind of had to make that move then before he ran away? Like was that a bit desperate, or because we saw he kind of pulled away after that move? Do you reckon you did have the pace to possibly stay with him after that?
No, it was really, really quick. Great job to him. Yeah. I tried to get the move done and then realized later on, once I was behind him, that it was over. He was the quicker driver. I think his fastest lap was 1.4 seconds and quicker than mine. So I knew it would be an uphill battle. So when he got back by me, I wasn't too concerned.
Yep, that's fair enough. Definitely had great pace, as he has shown all season. If you guys got any other questions, then fire away. Otherwise, we can move on to P1.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna ask Nicholas. Trying to throw together some odds here. You gonna win a race this year, or just keep finishing second?
Hopefully, yeah.
Damn,
I'm
that's...
in Japan, so you have a good chance.
We've got a couple more weeks to go. A couple more
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alvin
Yeah.
said he's not going to be there for Japan, so you have a big chance. So if you're good at Japan, Nicholas, it's your chance to win. Don't screw it up.
Can you miss Singapore instead?
Is that your track?
No, unfortunately.
No, he needs to wrap up the constructors, so he's got to be there.
They're
Speaking of,
guaranteed to beat me, just know that.
Oh, damn, DK. Don't feel so bad about yourself. It just happens.
Nah.
Man.
just one more thing
I-
for Nicholas.
Yeah,
You've
I-
managed to close the gap to Bean for P2, but to just 8 points. So he's got 132 and you've got 124. So that fight's definitely still on. You reckon you can get in?
Well, that's the plan, but never really know. He's quite a good driver, so we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be a cracking battle to watch. Definitely.
I got
You're
one
racing
question.
teams also a slight chance of P3 as well against Alfa Romeo, so hopefully you can get a couple more good results in the next few races, possibly get onto that top step. But it's good to see you consistently up on that podium. So it's been really cracking seeing you go back to business. So congratulations on this P2.
Thank you.
I do have one question for Nicholas before he goes.
Yep.
When are you gonna get a mic?
Well, this is working.
This works, but I think we prefer to have you actually be able to speak into the mic and have your presence. Because, you know, we all want your presence. If you get your mic, you might get a win. Put the two together, there you go.
That's an interesting correlation.
I'm just trying to get him to get a mic.
Hopefully it's on the way.
That's true.
Anyway, should we move on to P1 then?
Yeah, we've
Yep.
been
I'll-
talking so much we forgot about him.
How many wins is that for the season now?
8 or 7. 8, I think.
Yeah, Kitten said 8, but he wasn't sure either.
Yeah,
so-
I can't count past 5.
They
So,
are
yeah.
Hungary and our got Baku, so yeah, should be 8.
Yeah, that's super. 8 out of 10 is a phenomenal record. Considering it hasn't necessarily been an easy ride for most of those races. Yeah, walk us through your race. You had a good battle with Enrique for most of that race. But yeah, what was your perspective on that race as a whole?
Well, so I got a poor start as usual, then quickly cleared Lopez, and just tried to chase after Enrique. I think he had better raw pace than me, but he was struggling with his tires. That was my analysis during the race. Well, yeah, towards the end of the first stint, I had better pace than him, but I'm pretty sure he was running a dry setup because he was, incredibly quick down the Camel Straight. Even with slipstream and a much better drive up Eau Rouge, I couldn't pass him. So yeah, I had to force a mistake. He made a mistake right before Blanchimont, so I had a chance at one lap and had a lunge, but missed my braking point, so he got back. Yeah, after that I knew I couldn't beat him on track, so I was thinking of doing a no-stop, which I would have made it to the end, but I think he would have had me. Looking back at it now, how much the fresher tires were quicker at the end of the race.
Yes.
So, yeah. I stayed out thinking that and the possibility of a safety car because crashes could happen with so much people in such wet conditions. The safety car came out. I thought I had him, but he just had me as I was exiting the pit lane, so that was really annoying. I don't think I would have beaten him.
My
if he
one
didn't.
question for you, Alp, is do you know what happened to Enrique? Because we missed it. We didn't see exactly what happened.
Okay, so at the exit of Pujon, he touched the curb or slightly lost the rear end, and he sort of bounced across the track and hit the wall on the left-hand side, and I think he had the red front wing, so
Yeah, he missed
slid up
it.
the inside, then we went side by side for a few corners. I finally got past him, but I got compromised because of the tight line, which allowed Nicholas to attack me.
Well, he ended up losing a few more spots after that. He was down to, I think, P5 before he even had to go into the pits. So, with that happening, obviously, that paved the way with you and Nicholas fighting. And once you got by Nicholas, you were gone. And my other question was, how fun was it to have the fast lap battle with Enrique at the end?
Well, it was very fun, both of them. I think the first one was separated by 300s, and the second one by 400s. So, it just shows how close we were. So, I decided to back off for 2 laps, save my battery, then just go all out at the end of the race, and I beat it by a few tenths. But yeah, we were very equal pace-wise.
Yes, it was a great race from both of you. Unfortunately, it didn't end the way it should have between the two of you fighting out for victory, but hey, that's what happens in sports. But well done on your win. Well done on your 8th win, should I say. Very dominant you have been the whole season. Obviously, you have 3 more races to go. Well, technically 2. You said you were missing Japan, so
I thought it
Two
was
more
two
races?
There's only 2 left, so he's got
Oh,
one
is
more
there only
race.
2? Okay, so you're not going to get to 10 this season. You're not going to get 10 wins, but you're going to go out for 9, I'm sure about that. I'm sure you'll try.
Yeah, definitely an improvement to last season. I think I had 5 wins in 21 races, and now 8 and 10, so a huge improvement for me.
Yes.
And with better competition teams. So yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Good job. I didn't get to say hi to Arba. Congratulations, mate. You've been there and thereabouts, but good to see you up on the podium as well. Just throw that in there. I was too busy mucking around with all this junk to say congratulations to you as well. So
Or has left the party.
Yeah,
I'll
Arbor has left the
I'll
party.
just say that for
He-
him being there anyway. But yeah, once again, congratulations, podium getters. Very deserving, kept it clean for that race. Very tricky race. Belgium's always tricky, especially in the wet. So super drives, and you put on a good show for us. Makes it easy to commentate on. So yeah, thank you and congratulations.
Yeah, definitely a fun one here tonight. Interesting having wet conditions through both sessions entirely. You don't really see that too often. But yeah, thanks guys. That was that was quite entertaining. Where are we at next week? Is that Singapore next week or is that Japan?
Yes, it is. Singapore then
Yeah, that's what I
Japan to finish up with the finale.
Alrighty. Well, Singapore next week. It'll be humid. I hope you guys hydrate. I know I will not be. But for Bod and for Kano and for Alp and Nicholas, who thankfully we can get on tonight, and then R-Bar and DK for crashing the party. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.